when we say the Pentagon budget is $901 billion, that's leaving out an awful lot. For one thing, there was a supplemental passed by the Congress last spring that added $150 billion to the defense bill, including over $100 billion for FY 2026, which means that the actual Pentagon budget for 2026 will be over $1 trillion. But that leaves out a heck of a lot as well. It leaves out tens of billions of dollars that goes to the State Department for military assistance to foreign countries, as well as to facilitate weapons sales to foreign countries. But the big money comes in two areas where it misses out. One is for veterans. This year, or in 2026, the veterans budget will be $440 billion, right? So that's what you're paying for men and women like myself for our health care, our disability pensions, our benefits, et cetera, all the consequences of political decisions to go to war, right? So this idea that these wars don't ever end, there's an economic component to it as well. The other aspect about how these decisions don't end is in the interest and debt payments on past wars and military spending.
Right.
So from 2001 to 2021, at the time of the retreat from Afghanistan by the U.S. government, by the American government, the United States had already spent $1 trillion in interest and debt payments on the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. So for those 20 years, we spent $1 trillion in debt payments to finance those wars. That number is going to reach $2 trillion by 2030. That's just for the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. When you bring in the larger Pentagon budget over these decades, the estimate is that we spend annually, every year, the United States federal government spends $300 billion on interest payments for past wars and Pentagon spending. So when you put this all together, the Pentagon budget's not $900 billion. It's about $1.7 trillion. And of course, the opportunity costs, as you all can understand, right? I mean, any question that comes up in our country about what are we going to do about healthcare, what do we do about education, what do we do about infrastructure, whatever it is, the answer always comes back, it's too expensive, we can't afford it. What are we going to do about this $37 trillion in debt? It's too expensive, we can't do anything about it, just have to continue to pile up. So the opportunity costs are massive, massive for the American people. And we'll give you one example to close out here if you go back to the Biden administration, they had a plan to make sure that we weren't drinking water out of lead pipes in this country anymore, right? And that was going to cost about $30 billion. And the Biden administration, the Congress said $30 billion is too much to spend to make sure that Americans aren't going to get lead poisoning.
Right.
What did it cost the last 2 years to enable, support, supply, and defend Israel's genocide? $30 billion.
Yeah, exactly.
So our American leadership is okay with Americans at the risk of lead poisoning. But the idea of not funding Israel's genocide is something that they would never, ever contemplate.